Have you noticed your legs getting weaker and weaker with each passing year? Maybe you're struggling to climb stairs that used to be so easy, or perhaps you feel unstable when you're just walking to the mailbox, and I need to tell you something really important right now. This is not just about getting older, and there's actually a specific reason why this is happening to your body that most doctors never explain to their patients. And what I'm about to share with you today could literally transform your mobility and give you back the strength and independence you thought you'd lost forever. My name is Dr. Rebecca Parker. I've worked as a physician for over 20 years, and today I focus specifically on senior health. And in all these years working with seniors across America, I've seen thousands of people who believed their weak legs were just an inevitable part of aging. But here's what shocked me. When I started investigating deeper, I discovered there's one specific nutritional deficiency that's robbing American seniors of their leg strength, and most people have absolutely no idea this is happening inside their bodies right now. You're not alone in this struggle. Right now across America, there are millions of seniors just like you who wake up every morning feeling that heaviness in their legs, that uncertainty with every step, that fear of falling that makes you think twice before doing simple things you used to love. And maybe you've already cut back on activities you enjoyed because you're worried about your balance, or maybe you've even had a fall that scared you or someone you love. And I want you to know that I understand how frustrating and frightening this feels, because I've sat with countless patients who've told me with tears in their eyes that they feel like their own body is betraying them. But here's what gives me so much hope and why I'm making this video today. There's one secret ingredient that has the power to rebuild your leg strength, even if you're 80 or 90 years old. And this isn't some expensive pharmaceutical drug or complicated medical treatment. This is something that's been hiding in plain sight, something that science has proven works, but that the medical system has largely ignored when it comes to senior leg strength. And I'm going to reveal exactly what it is and show you how to use it starting today. If this resonates with you and you want to know how to get your leg strength back, hit that like button right now, because it helps other seniors who are struggling with the same problem find this life-changing information. Now let me explain what's really happening inside your legs and why they're getting weaker, because once you understand this, you'll realize why this secret ingredient is so incredibly powerful. Inside your leg muscles, there are specialized cells called muscle fibers, and these fibers are like tiny engines that contract and relax to give you strength and movement. But here's the problem. As we age, especially after 50, our bodies start losing muscle mass at an alarming rate, about 3 to 8% per decade, and this process accelerates even more after age 60, and doctors call this sarcopenia, which is just a fancy medical term for age-related muscle loss. But muscle loss isn't just about size. It's about function and power and stability, because when your muscle fibers start breaking down faster than your body can rebuild them, your legs lose their ability to support your weight properly. Your balance becomes unstable, your walking speed slows down, and suddenly tasks that used to be automatic, like standing up from a chair or walking upstairs, become genuinely difficult and even dangerous. And this is why falls are the leading cause of injury among American seniors, sending millions to emergency rooms every single year across this country. Now here's where it gets even more concerning and why I need you to pay close attention. Weak legs don't just affect your mobility. They create a domino effect throughout your entire body and your entire life. When your legs are weak, you become less active, and when you're less active, your muscles get even weaker, creating a vicious cycle that's incredibly hard to break. Plus, weak legs significantly increase your risk of falls, which can lead to hip fractures. And statistics show that up to 30% of seniors who break a hip die within 1 year due to complications. And even if you survive, a hip fracture often means loss of independence, extended hospital stays, nursing home placement, and a quality of life that's dramatically diminished. But that's not all, because weak legs also contribute to social isolation, since you might stop visiting friends or attending church or going to community events because you're afraid of falling or embarrassed about how slow you move. And this loneliness can lead to depression and cognitive decline, and some studies have even linked weak leg muscles to increased risk of dementia, because the same inflammation and poor circulation that weakens your muscles also affects your brain health. So can see this isn't just about your legs. This is about your entire future, your independence, your dignity, your ability to live the life you want to live. The longer you wait to address this problem, the harder it becomes to reverse it, because every day that passes your muscles are breaking down a little bit more, and I don't say this to scare you, but to help you understand that the time to act is right now. Not next week or next month, but today, because your body is capable of rebuilding muscle strength even at 90 years old, but it needs the right fuel to do it. So, what is this secret ingredient that can transform your leg strength? It's protein, but not just any protein and not in the amounts most seniors are currently eating. High-quality complete protein is the absolute foundation of muscle strength and the one nutritional element that most American seniors are desperately lacking. And here's why this matters so much. Your muscles are made of protein. And every single day your body is breaking down muscle tissue and rebuilding it. And if you don't give your body enough protein to rebuild what's being broken down, you lose muscle. It's that simple and that critical. Now I know what you might be thinking. But Dr. Parker, I eat protein, I have chicken sometimes, or maybe some eggs, and I believe you. But here's the problem that most seniors don't realize. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein to build muscle, a condition called anabolic resistance, which means you actually need more protein than younger people, not less. And most seniors are eating far less protein than they did when they were younger, because maybe you're eating smaller portions, or you've lost some appetite, or maybe you've heard outdated advice that seniors don't need much protein, but science has proven this is completely wrong. Recent research shows that seniors need at least 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every single day just to maintain muscle mass. And if you want to actually rebuild lost muscle and regain strength, you need even more. Closer to 1.5 grams per kilogram. And to put this in perspective, if you weigh 150 pounds, that's about 68 kilograms, which means you need roughly 100 grams of protein per day. And most seniors I meet are barely getting 40 or 50 grams, so their bodies are literally starving for the building blocks they need to keep their legs strong. But here's where it gets even more specific, and this is the part that most people miss. Not all protein is created equal when it comes to building muscle strength. Your body needs what are called essential amino acids, especially one called leucine, which acts like a trigger that tells your muscles to start the rebuilding process. And the best sources of these complete proteins with high leucine content are animal-based proteins like eggs, fish, chicken, turkey, and dairy products, because these contain all the essential amino acids your body needs in the right proportions. Now let me give you the first practical solution you can start using today, and this is something that's accessible to everyone regardless of your budget or where you live in America. Start your day with a high-protein breakfast, and I'm not talking about toast and jam or a bowl of cereal. I'm talking about real substantial protein that will flood your muscles with amino acids first thing in the morning when your body is most receptive to building muscle. Here's a simple protocol you can follow starting tomorrow morning. Eat at least 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast, and the easiest way to do this is with eggs, because 3 large eggs give you about 18 grams of high-quality protein. And if you add 2 tablespoons of cottage cheese, that's another 7 grams. Plus, if you include a slice of whole wheat toast with a tablespoon of peanut butter, that's another 8 grams. And suddenly you've hit 33 grams of protein in one meal. And your muscles are getting exactly what they need to start rebuilding. You can find all these ingredients at any grocery store from Walmart to your local supermarket. And the beautiful thing is this breakfast is not only powerful for your muscles, but it's also delicious and satisfying and will keep you full for hours, which means you won't be reaching for sugary snacks that do nothing for your leg strength. The science behind this is fascinating. When you eat protein, especially in the morning, it gets broken down into amino acids, which travel through your bloodstream to your muscle cells. And there they trigger a process called muscle protein synthesis, where your body literally builds new muscle fibers, making your legs stronger day by day. I remember a patient of mine, Margaret, a 72-year-old woman from Ohio who came to me barely able to walk to her mailbox without feeling exhausted and unstable. She told me she'd been eating the same breakfast for 30 years, coffee and a muffin, maybe some fruit, and when I calculated her protein intake, she was getting less than 40 grams a day total. So I put her on this high-protein breakfast protocol, and within just 3 weeks, she called me almost in tears, saying she'd walked to her neighbor's house 2 blocks away for the first time in over a year, and after 3 months she was gardening again, going to church without worry, and she told me, "Dr. Parker, you gave me my life back." Write in the comments right now, have you been eating enough protein? Do you start your day with a high-protein breakfast? Share your experience, because your story could help someone else make this life-changing decision. But breakfast is just the beginning, and while it's incredibly powerful, we need to go deeper because your legs need protein throughout the entire day, not just in the morning, and this brings me to the second solution, which is even more effective. You need to distribute your protein intake evenly across all 3 meals, because research has shown that eating protein in one big meal doesn't work as well as spreading it throughout the day, and the reason is simple. Your muscles can only process so much protein at one time, usually about 25 to 40 grams per meal depending on your size and activity level, and anything beyond that doesn't get used for muscle building. So here's what I recommend and what I've seen transform the lives of hundreds of my patients. Aim for 25 to 35 grams of protein at each main meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And this way your muscles are constantly being fed the amino acids they need to rebuild and strengthen throughout the entire day. For lunch, this might look like a grilled chicken breast the size of your palm, which gives you about 30 grams of protein, or a can of tuna mixed with a little mayo on whole wheat bread, which is about 25 grams. Or even a large Greek yogurt with some nuts, which can give you close to 20 grams. And for dinner, think about a piece of salmon or some turkey, or even a lean beef patty, all of which provide excellent complete protein. Now I know some of you might be thinking, "Dr. Parker, this sounds expensive," or "I live alone and cooking is hard," and I hear you, and that's why I want to give you some practical American solutions that work for real people in real situations. First, protein doesn't have to be expensive. Eggs are one of the cheapest protein sources you can buy. Canned tuna and canned salmon are affordable and last forever in your pantry. Rotisserie chickens from any grocery store give you several meals of protein for just a few dollars, and dried beans combined with rice create a complete protein that costs almost nothing. Plus, if you're on Medicare or have SNAP benefits, many of these items are covered or discounted. Second, you don't need to cook complicated meals. Hard-boiled eggs can be made in batches and kept in your fridge for a week. Greek yogurt requires 0 preparation. Canned fish just needs to be opened. And even frozen pre-cooked chicken strips from Walmart or any grocery store can be heated in minutes and added to a salad or eaten with vegetables. So there's absolutely no excuse not to get the protein your legs desperately need. If you want access to exclusive meal plans, detailed recipes, and even more personalized advice on rebuilding your leg strength, consider becoming a channel member where I share deeper information and practical tools specifically designed for seniors who want to take their health seriously. Let me explain the science of why spreading protein throughout the day works so powerfully. Every time you eat protein, you trigger that muscle protein synthesis process I mentioned earlier, and this process lasts for about 3 to 4 hours after you eat. So when you eat protein 3 times a day, you're essentially keeping your muscles in building mode for 12 hours instead of just 4. And this makes an enormous difference over weeks and months because your muscles are getting constant reinforcement and constant repair, and this is how you reverse sarcopenia and rebuild the strength you thought was gone forever. Now here comes the third and most powerful solution, and this is the one that will take your leg strength to a level you probably haven't experienced in years. And it combines the secret ingredient with something that multiplies its effectiveness by up to 300%. You need to pair your high-protein intake with resistance exercise because protein alone will help, but protein plus resistance training creates a synergistic effect that's absolutely transformative for your leg muscles. And I'm not talking about going to a gym or lifting heavy weights. I'm talking about simple movements you can do at home that put resistance on your leg muscles and force them to rebuild stronger. The simplest and most effective resistance exercise for seniors is bodyweight squats or chair squats, and here's how you do it safely. Stand in front of a sturdy chair with your feet shoulder width apart. Slowly lower yourself as if you're going to sit down, but stop just before your bottom touches the chair. Hold for 1 second, then stand back up using your leg muscles. And if this is too hard at first, actually sit down and then stand up. And that's still resistance training because you're using your leg muscles to lift your body weight against gravity. Start with just 5 repetitions, rest for a minute, then do another 5, and do this twice a day. And as you get stronger over the next few weeks, work up to 10 repetitions, then 15, and eventually you won't need the chair at all. You'll be doing full squats, and I promise you this simple exercise combined with your high-protein diet will rebuild your leg strength in ways you can't even imagine right now. The reason this works so powerfully is because resistance exercise creates tiny micro tears in your muscle fibers, and when your body repairs those tears using the protein you're eating, the muscles rebuild slightly stronger than before. And this process repeats every single time you exercise and eat protein, creating a cycle of continuous strength building. I had a patient named Robert, an 85-year-old man from Minnesota who'd been using a walker for 2 years because his legs were so weak he didn't trust himself to walk independently. And his daughter brought him to me almost begging for help because she was worried he'd end up bedridden. I put Robert on the high-protein diet and started him with chair squats, just 5 repetitions twice a day, and I'll never forget the day 4 months later when he walked into my office without his walker, just using a cane. And 6 months after that, he walked in with no assistance at all, and he told me he'd started taking daily walks around his neighborhood and had even gone fishing with his grandson for the first time in years. And he said, "Dr. Parker, I thought my life was over, but you showed me I still have so much living to do." If this video has opened your eyes to what's possible for your leg strength, hit that like button and help spread this message to other seniors who need to hear it. Now let me tie all 3 solutions together because they work best as a complete system. Start every day with a high-protein breakfast of at least 25 to 30 grams to jumpstart muscle protein synthesis. Eat protein at every meal throughout the day to keep your muscles constantly rebuilding, and do simple resistance exercises like chair squats to create the stimulus your muscles need to grow stronger. And when you combine these 3 elements, your legs will respond in ways that will shock you. But I need to address something important. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, and anyone who tells you there's a quick fix for weak legs is lying to you. Rebuilding muscle strength takes time. Usually you'll start feeling subtle differences within 2 to 3 weeks, like having more energy or feeling more stable. And within 6 to 8 weeks, you'll notice real measurable improvements in your ability to climb stairs or walk longer distances. And by 3 to 6 months, you can experience a complete transformation in your leg strength and mobility. But you have to be consistent. You have to stick with it every single day because your muscles respond to consistency, not occasional effort. The beautiful truth is that your body wants to be strong. Your muscles want to rebuild. Your legs want to support you. They just need the right fuel and the right stimulus. And when you give them protein and resistance exercise, you're working with your body's natural healing mechanisms, not against them. And this is why even people in their 80s and 90s can regain strength, because muscle cells never completely lose their ability to rebuild. They just need the right conditions to do it. Think about what stronger legs would mean for your life. You could walk to church without fear. You could play with your grandchildren without worrying about falling. You could maintain your independence and stay in your own home instead of depending on others or moving to assisted living. You could travel and visit family and friends. You could garden and do the activities you love. You could live with dignity and confidence knowing your body is strong and capable, and all of this is possible when you commit to feeding your muscles the protein they need and challenging them with resistance exercise. During those long American winter months, especially in places like the Midwest and Northeast where ice and snow make walking treacherous, having strong, stable legs isn't just about comfort. It's about safety and survival. Because one fall on ice can change your entire life. But when your legs are strong and your muscles are well-nourished, you have the stability and balance to navigate those challenging conditions. And even if you do slip, your strong muscles can catch you and prevent a serious fall. Let me give you one more practical protocol you can start today, and this is specifically designed for seniors who want maximum results. The 333 rule, which means 3 high-protein meals, 30 grams of protein per meal, and 3 sets of resistance exercise throughout the day. And if you follow this rule consistently for the next 90 days, I guarantee you will see a transformation in your leg strength that you didn't think was possible. Here's what a perfect day might look like. You wake up and eat your high-protein breakfast with eggs and cottage cheese and whole wheat toast. That's 30 grams right there. Then mid-morning you do your first set of chair squats. Just 10 repetitions, takes less than 2 minutes. Then for lunch you have that chicken breast or tuna sandwich with another 30 grams of protein. Then in the afternoon you do your second set of squats. And for dinner you have salmon or turkey with vegetables, giving you another 30 grams of protein, and before bed you do your final set of squats, and that's it. That's the entire system. And it fits easily into any lifestyle, whether you're living independently or in a retirement community, or even if you have mobility limitations. The people who succeed with this aren't the ones who are perfect every single day. They're the ones who stay consistent even when they miss a meal or skip an exercise session, because they just get back on track the next day. And over time, these small daily actions compound into massive results that transform their entire quality of life. And this is what I want for you. This is why I'm making this video and sharing everything I've learned in over 20 years of helping seniors just like you reclaim their strength and independence. If this information has been valuable to you, share this video with someone you care about. Maybe a friend who's struggling with weak legs or a family member who's worried about falling, because this message could literally save their independence and their life. And make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos where I share more life-changing health information specifically for seniors. You deserve to live your remaining years with strength and confidence and independence. You deserve to walk without fear. You deserve to enjoy activities you love. You deserve to maintain your dignity and autonomy. And your body is capable of giving you all of this when you feed it the protein it needs and challenge your muscles with gentle resistance exercise. So please don't wait another day. Start tomorrow morning with that high-protein breakfast. Commit to eating protein at every meal and begin doing those chair squats and watch as your legs transform over the coming weeks and months. Remember, it's never too late to rebuild your strength. Your muscles are waiting for the signal to grow stronger, and that signal is protein combined with movement. So give your body what it needs and let it show you just how powerful and resilient you still are, even at 70 or 80 or 90 years old. Because age is just a number, but strength is a choice, and today you can choose strength.